Oh, that's amazing.
You like it?
I like that.
You like this one, huh? Ooh, guess what I have here? The 2 Tom Ford Cherry Fragrance Releases. Just got my hands on these beauties. And I am going to do a full review of the 2 brand new Tom Ford Cherry Fragrances. And of course, I am going to compare these to the original beauty right here, Lost Cherry. We're going to do a full comparison of the new 2 to the old beauty right here. So stick around. Hi my lovely people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a warm welcome to you as well. If you all haven't had a moment to subscribe to my channel, please do so. That button right there, it really helps me out to grow this community. And don't forget to ring that notification bell because it's very important. Subscribing isn't enough. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of really fun content as well. So I have got the goodies for you. It is the 2 Tom Ford Cherry Fragrance Releases, long awaited, long anticipated fragrances. I heard about this coming out like last year, sometime in October or something. Somebody told me that Tom Ford was going to release a intense version of the Lost Cherry, and I was ecstatic, you guys, because we all know, we all love and adore Tom Ford Lost Cherry, the original, but we all know there's one little problem with the longevity, and yeah, and sillage a little bit too. Projection is not that big either. It's like a smaller scent bubble. People can smell it, but it's not like, you know, it doesn't project too far. So we were all hoping for a little bit of an intense version of this, and I was beyond ecstatic to find out that it was in the works to have give us a intense version. But then I heard that one of them, or either, no, not both of them, one of them leaked. I think that's how people found out the last year. I think it was the Cherry Smoke that leaked. And then I found out when it released that it was actually not just 1, but 2 cherry fragrances. So I was a little puzzled. 2. Did he come up with intense and maybe extrait? I wasn't sure, you know, what was going on, but then I realized what they were. I went and got my hands on them, and yes, they're exactly, almost exactly what I imagined they would be. It's kind of weird that I pictured them exactly the way they are. So let's dive right in. So I have both Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry here in the bag. And then, of course, I have the original. So I have all 3 of the Tom Ford Cherry fragrances that we're going to do comparing, compare and contrast, all that good stuff. So let's start with this. I have first got this one right here, Tom Ford Cherry Smoke. I gotta say, I was most excited about this one because you can tell, you know, when they're standing next to each other. This one's the darkest bottle. Why don't I unbox this first? So I already took the wrapping, the cellophane off, you guys. So this is what the bottle looks like, exactly like the Lost Cherry packaging, exact, you know, box even. It's the only difference is that this one is a little bit darker than the Lost Cherry bottle and the box. Of course, here is the difference right there. So this is Cherry Smoke. That's obviously darker, kind of dark red, dark maroon. And this is Lost Cherry, which is a little bit lighter. And of course, Electric Cherry is even lighter. And I'll get to that here in a second, why that is and all that. But this one was the one that I was very excited about because Cherry Smoke, I just from the name, I know that I knew it was going to be something I liked. And just the word smoke implied to me that there was going to be some kind of incense or smoky note in it that just picturing it in a cherry fragrance, I just knew it was going to be fabulous. Okay, and it's really nice, the smoky note in here. So let's get to it, okay? So I'm going to spray this. Actually, I'm already wearing them. Obviously, I picked these up at the Nordstrom counter, and I sprayed one on this wrist and sprayed the other one on this wrist. So actually, I have them both on my wrist, and I have Lost Cherry behind my ears, and that was my scent of the day. So I have all three of them on me, okay, you guys? So let me tell you, this is the arm I sprayed the cherry smoke on. So let me spray it again for you guys. So this one, there's that burst of cherry right away, you guys, right away. There's a nice burst of cherry right in the opening, just kind of like Lost Cherry. But this one, right from the get-go with the cherry, I am smelling a spice note that I'm pretty sure what it is. It is a very sweet and spicy Ceylon cinnamon note. So it's a very beautiful cinnamon note. I am very familiar with cinnamon because I was born and raised in a place before I moved to the US 20 years ago, a place that the best cinnamon in the world comes from. Okay, so I'm very familiar with the scent of cinnamon, and this is a very strong cinnamon scent that I'm smelling. So right in the opening, you guys, I smell that burst of cherry. And then of course, cherry is a synthetic note. Now keep in mind that cherry is not a natural fragrance note. It is always a synthetic note. Also, another fact about cherry note is that cherry notes inherently has a slight almond nuance. It's just part of that synthetic cherry note. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna come with that cherry right away. But this almond nuance is kind of downplayed in this one. Now in Lost Cherry, the almond note is quite prominent and present. Whereas in this cherry smoke, the almond nuance in the cherry note is very downplayed and kind of almost hidden because of the other notes. Now, I know that Lost Cherry has almond also, like the almond note in it, to complement the almond nuance in the cherry, the synthetic cherry note. So this one has almond in it. But I don't think that they put it almost slipped out of my hands. I don't think they put an extra almond note in here. It's just the almond nuance in the cherry. I think that is in here. And I really respect that Tom Ford, or rather Estee Lauder owns Tom Ford. They were trying to be different, time to stand out again, like, you know, because they're original in creation here. I mean, how many companies have tried to copy this now, right? So they're now trying to like go away from the cherry almond thing that everybody copied after Lost Cherry. So I'm glad that they didn't try to play up the almond note that we're all too familiar with, cherry almond thing, right? So I'm really happy about that. And that cinnamon note is super beautifully spicy, but a very warm spicy with that sweetness, because cinnamon naturally has like almost a sweet scent. It's like when you chew a cinnamon bark too, you get a little bit of that sweetness of it. Like it's like a kind of a sweet woody bark. So that is there right in the opening. I can tell you that's one thing I noticed right away. Also with that very prominent, sweet, almost warm cinnamon note with the cherry right in the opening, you get a little hint of saffron as well. And yes, you can smell that. So that's the opening of the fragrance. Really, those are what I'm smelling right away from the get-go when I sprayed those three notes. Very prominent. The almond nuance of the cherry note, very much like kind of buried, you know, underneath those other notes. And then as it's drying down, you're gonna start to smell the floral notes a little bit, but they're kind of really well blended into the base notes, almost kind of smashed together with the base notes. So it's really kind of hard to tell. The opening is kind of very clear, but then the middle and the base notes are very like much together, kind of hard to tell apart. So those two almost come together. Now, the osmanthus, there's osmanthus in here with that apricot vibe. You know, osmanthus is this yellow floral that has sort of apricot nuances and leather nuances. There's a little hint of leather nuance too in osmanthus, and some white florals. I'm willing to bet this has jasmine, but that's very, again, like in the background. The floral notes aren't front and center in this fragrance either. What's strong are the opening and the base. Like I said, the middle almost got swallowed up by the base here. Let me tell you what's in the base that's very kind of strong here. This has a very beautiful leather note, you guys. Anytime there's leather in a fragrance, forget about it. You know, it's amazing. Leather really elevates fragrances to the next level. It gives it sophistication, luxurious. More than sophistication, it's actually the luxuriousness. You know, like it's that luxurious touch that it adds to fragrances. So that's what the leather note did in here. And then I'm smelling a lot of beautiful woody notes. It's a very woody fragrance, this one, especially in the base as it dries down. You're starting to smell those really like woody, woodsy notes. Okay, there are a lot of different woody notes in here. I have not watched even one fragrance review on these two fragrances, because I want to give you my 100% opinion. I don't want to even subconsciously be swayed by anybody else. This is all my original, 100% original opinion. But I did read a couple of reviews on Fragrantica that where people were saying some funny things. According to Fragrantica, I realized that a lot of people are picking up the oud note in here. I cannot tell you with 100% certainty that there's oud in here, but I tell you what, there's definitely a woody note in here that smells a lot like oud, okay? It's either oud or something, a woody note that smells very similar to, gives that same sort of like woody vibes. There are so many other woody notes that could give off that actually almost oudy kind of scent, but I think this has oud, okay? So it's not one of the revealed notes. And of course, in the base, one of the most strong presence notes that are present in this fragrance is that smoke note. Like there's a smokiness in here that is coming from some kind of smoky note, but I'm willing to bet that it's some sort of incense note. So it could be, I don't think it's frankincense though. You know, I mean, it's probably, is it myrrh? You know, it might be myrrh, but there's some kind of incense note, but there are tons of other types of incense notes too, you know what I mean? So there's definitely some kind of incense note in here, something smoky in here. So that leather nuance, the incense, the oudy vibes, those are all very present in the base. So then we have, okay, so this is what we have. We have a very strong opening of Cherry Blast with the whole saffron and cinnamon, warm, spicy, sweet cinnamon vibe right in the opening the fragrance. And then the middle kind of almost smashed up with the base. So the middle and base almost kind of come together. So the floral notes aren't very prominent at all. The osmanthus, the jasmine, whatever other floral notes. And then the base is what you smell next, which is that smokiness, the oudiness, the leather, you know, that's what you're smelling. So yeah, that's what this fragrance is, you guys. There you have it, a very full, comprehensive review of Cherry Smoke. That's exactly what this smells like, let me tell you, okay? Now, here is Lost Cherry. These two, of course, by the way, did I tell you? This one, from what I know right now, both of them actually, Electric Cherry and Cherry Smoke, come in only two sizes. There's the 50 ml, which is what I got, the biggest size, and the 30 ml. Oh my God, so tiny. And the prices went up, you guys. I seem to remember this was cheaper. If my memory is not failing me, the prices have gone up, okay? What hasn't actually with everything going on right now? Anyway, yeah, so that's cherry smoke. But this is, oh, I really love the dry down of this fragrance, you guys. It's really, really beautiful. It's stunning. I tell you, these two mixed together, so good, so good. Then this one adds that, like, the extra almondy vibe too. It's really, really good. Now, oh, by the way, I'm also willing to bet in this there's some kind of balsam resin note as well. I'm willing to bet that this actually has, I'm gonna say myrrh. This has either myrrh or some kind of balsam resin note as well. Anyway, I was gonna talk about Lost Cherry, compare it to this. Now the Lost Cherry, now I'm gonna spray this on the back of my palm because I have this cherry smoke here, electric cherry here. So I'm gonna spray Lost Cherry right there. So this one, you guys, this one is quite actually different, and I really respect that and I love that. Lost Cherry is quite different. I mean, a lot of people were saying in Fragrantica they had the same opening. Are you kidding? No. I mean, what a difference in the opening. Are you guys not smelling the huge difference in the opening? Lost Cherry opens very cherry almond like, okay? It opens pretty much cherry almond. That's kind of like what Lost Cherry opens like. It opens like, here I am, cherry and almond. That's the kind of opening. And then you smell the booziness right away. You can tell when you smell Lost Cherry, it's a cherry almond boozy fragrance, okay? That's Lost Cherry. And then in the dry down, you're smelling that Tolu Balsam, I believe it has, and like all that, you know, like the sandalwood and all the beautiful milder woody notes. Then this one has a very strong and heavy, you know, punchier woody notes, this one. Whereas Lost Cherry has softer woody notes like sandalwood, you know, like very soft and beautiful, you know. That's Lost Cherry. Lost Cherry is more of a softer fragrance than this one. This one is a little bit more, it's like jagged around the edges kind of fragrance. This one, you know, like, however, it's very sophisticated as well. Now, don't get me wrong, after all, it's Tom Ford. And oh, one other thing, interesting thing I read on Fragrantica was that some people were saying that this smelled like a smash up between Lost Cherry and Ombre Leather. I gotta say, I don't quite agree with that, okay? So I've smelled Ombre Leather, and yeah, it's a leathery fragrance, blah, 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 but no. This one has very different, like, very different notes that make it sound like cinnamon, for example, is a very present, you know, note in here that gives you that warm, spicy smell. No, I really I don't agree with that. I can see why people would say that. There's the leather, there's the cherry, blah, blah, blah. Sure, there's a little bit of a kind of a hint of it maybe that invokes that thought in people's minds, but I wouldn't say that it's as simple as saying it's this one cherry smoke is a combination between Lost Cherry and Ombre Leather. I don't think that would be a very accurate description. So that's the difference, you guys. This one is a very cherry almond, boozy cherry fragrance that's a lot softer. This one is a very sort of smoky, spicy, woody, a little bit sharper, balsamic, kind of stronger cherry fragrance. Now, I am yet to find out about the sillage, projection, longevity of this because I just bought this earlier today. And yes, I have been wearing it on my wrist, I would say, for about 4 to 5 hours. There you have it. Okay, so that is cherry smoke. And then the comparison to Lost Cherry. Now, let me show you electric cherry. Now, I bought the full bottle of the cherry smoke, but I didn't want to buy electric cherry the full bottle. So the Nordstrom associate was kind enough to give me a nice little decant here of the electric cherry, because electric cherry, when I saw the bottles, you know, next to each other, I'll put a picture up here, you know, of the cherry smoke being the darkest bottle, of the cherry smoke being the darkest bottle, then lost cherry being the medium color, and then electric cherry being a lighter bottle. I right away knew that electric cherry was supposed to be even lighter than lost cherry. Given my issues with longevity with lost cherry and projection, so on, I wanted to test this one out for a while before I committed to a full bottle. I didn't want to just buy it just to review it, you guys. I need to buy fragrances that I love and want to keep. I'm not that reviewer who buys perfumes just to review and then sell it on whatever the next day. You know, have you guys ever seen any declutter videos on my channel? No, I don't do that. Okay, so I don't buy fragrances just to turn around and sell it. You have to have a passion, you know, for the fragrances to be able to be a proper reviewer, you know. So anyway, I am going to spray this one on this arm, and I already have it right here on my pulse point. This one is very playful. Now, before I even spray it, let me tell you that much. This one is very playful. This one is a playful one, very light, very much more of a cherry fragrance suited for springtime. That's really my right away. Oh, by the way, let me just add the fact that cherry smoke is really good for, I think, colder times, colder months. And if you're going to wear it in warmer weather, wear it at nighttime. It's not so beast mode that it's not going to work in warmer months. It will, just wear it at nighttime. Okay, where was I with this? I was saying this one is perfect for springtime. It's like spring in a bottle. This one is a very playful, fruity, floral fragrance. Very fruity, very floral. There's something super fruity about this fragrance. Very, very like light, fruity notes with that. Almost the cherry note in here almost smells like cherry blossom. I almost want to say there's cherry blossom in here. The cherry note almost comes across like a cherry blossom note in here. The cherry note in here is a very tart, fruity cherry note. It's, I think, Morello cherry. It's like very tart, sort of sour kind of cherry in the opening. My lips almost want to go like pucker, like smack, you know, kind of the feeling you get in your mouth when you smell something, you know, like tart and sweet at the same time. This is sweet as well. Very floral, tart, fruity, sweet fragrance. And there is a beautiful ginger note with that burst of gingery goodness in the opening, adding to that tart burst, the fruity burst in here. And then you get that jasmine sambac, just like lost cherry, and bretellite. It's kind of like a musky note. So that muskiness makes it in the base, lifts it up to be like this light, airy almost scent. This one is a very effervescent cherry fragrance that almost smells like a fruity, tart, sweet, cherry blossom floral fragrance. Yeah, so that is what electric cherry is. So that is my review of electric cherry. Now, comparing electric cherry to lost cherry, obviously electric cherry is effervescent, lighter, muskier, that sort of light, almost cherry blossomy feeling cherry fragrance, whereas this one is a little bit more, you know, in the middle. Actually, it's perfect. So, you know, you have I wish I had the other bottle to hold up here too to see like the color difference. So this is the darkest, this is the next dark, and then you would see the electric cherry. It has a lighter bottle. I'll put a picture right here. Yeah, so this one, this version, electric cherry, is very much lighter, whereas, you know, like lost cherry is very much a cherry almond fragrance that's boozy, like I said, whereas this one is a musky, effervescent, fruity, floral fragrance that almost smells like a cherry blossom fragrance, like, to be honest, really. Like a nice musky cherry blossom, and I can smell that ginger, you guys. That ginger note is really bursting in here. It's very juicy and bursting, you know, like that ginger, like zesty, gingery burst. It's definitely there. It's absolutely beautiful. What is my verdict? My final verdict? Well, they're both beautiful. They are both beautiful and they lived up to my expectations in terms of the scent itself, the scent profile. These three, all three, beautiful loves. I mean, they're all loves. All three of them are loves, okay? My question is, are these two, Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry, are they going to have performance issues like this one? That's like my kind of a reservation for now. Now I can still smell the Cherry Smoke strongly on my wrist here. Still, I've sprayed what, like, I don't know, hours ago. I know that I resprayed it just now, but even before I resprayed it, I could still smell it strong. Actually, this one is quite there too, but not as strong as this one. This one is, however, still there. Quite, like, very much. Okay, so now it's time to ask my husband what he thinks of the three and maybe get a male perspective on it. Honey, you want to come over here and give me the opinion, your opinion of these two new cherry fragrances and the old one, of course, Lost Cherry too. Come on over.
Of course.
All right, so I have these. Okay, well, this is not new. This is Lost Cherry, as you know. You've smelled this before. And you love this. It's one of your favorites, actually. So you know that Tom Ford came out with two new ones. This one is Cherry Smoke and this one is Electric Cherry. I got a sample of the Electric Cherry. So I'm gonna have you smell. So I have Cherry Smoke on this arm, and I have Electric Cherry on this arm, and I have Lost Cherry on the back of my hand here. So I'm gonna first have you smell the darkest one right here, Cherry Smoke.
Okay.
Okay, so it's on my wrist right there. Just sniff it right there.
Oh, wow. That's got a lot of oud and incense. Definitely incense.
You're smelling that right away. But okay, you know what? I'm gonna do spray it again so you can actually smell the opening too. Hold on one second. So here, let me just give you the opening too. You're just smelling the dry down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very much the dry down.
It's like, very, very much.
Kind of like incense oudy, you picked it up right away.
Right away.
Okay, now tell me, what do you smell that in the opening? Do you smell something familiar in any way?
Oh, that's really nice. I smell the cherry in there.
You just right in the very present, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do you smell? Something else that's kind of like familiar to you?
It's almost like almond smell a little bit.
Yeah, well, the cherry has that almond nuance.
Yeah.
You know, like already cherry is a synthetic note that has almond nuance in it. But the almond note in here's Lost Cherry. Let me have you sniff Lost Cherry. Is not as prominent as, like, just tell me what you think, actually. Let me not influence you.
No, I actually think it's stronger than that.
Yeah. So Lost Cherry has a stronger almond nuance,
does,
right?
very much, yeah.
Whereas you can barely tell the almond nuance in here.
Right.
This actually has an added almond note in it to complement the almond nuance.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I don't think has added almond at all. I think it's just the almond nuance that you're smelling. So this is Lost Cherry. I mean, this is what Lost Cherry smells like.
Yeah, that's
great. Yeah. So
that.
So smell Cherry Smoke again. And
you can still smell it, but the incense kind of
takes over.
It's a little bit overpowering.
Right. Now, could you you couldn't pick up that note that's in the opening that's very familiar to us? There's a spicy note in the opening.
Really?
Hint. Yeah, there's a little cinnamon in there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm smelling the cinnamon. You didn't smell it, huh?
I mean, when you say it, I can see there's a hint of cinnamon.
Yeah. There's definitely. Like in the opening, I can really feel like either.
Yeah. I definitely.
You smell. It's either cinnamon or something like cinnamon. But I gotta tell you, knowing Ceylon cinnamon, it's definitely Ceylon cinnamon. So that's your opinion on the Cherry Smoke. So you're smelling that. Sorry, I don't have a chair for you today. So you're smelling the cherry, the burst in the opening. Then you're smelling that very smoky, woody base with a little woody hint, right?
Yeah, very much.
Okay, now this one is Electric Cherry.
Now this one sounds very intriguing.
Yeah, Electric Cherry, right? So as you can tell, this is the darker bottle. This is the medium color bottle.
Okay.
And imagine Electric Cherry is even lighter bottle.
Okay.
Just to kind of give you an idea. So let me give you the opening of this one too. Smell that.
Oh, that's amazing.
You like it?
I like that.
You like this one, huh? It's more feminine. It's very feminine, I think. Now this one I feel like Cherry Smoke can go 50-50, masculine, feminine, like men can wear it, women can wear it. This is kind of like a unisex vibe to this. You know, it can go either way, depending on who's wearing it. You know, it would be feminine on a woman, it would be kind of masculine on a man. That sort of fragrance. And Lost Cherry, again, starts to lean feminine more, right? A little bit more feminine, whereas this one is smelling very feminine to me.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's liking that more, probably.
But I really like it. It's oh, that's just, it's sweet. It's got a really nice sweetness to it.
Yeah,
I think it's, I don't know how to
fruity.
describe it.
It's a
little bit of fruity smell.
It's a very effervescent cherry fragrance, to the point the cherry note in here almost smells like a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
Right? Because like it's lighter, fruity, and it has musk, a lot of musk in the base, so it's making that, adding to the effervescentness and adding a little edge to it. There's a ginger note in here. You know how it's zesty and like juicy ginger can be? That's nice. So like the ginger and the fruitiness in here with the fruit notes and the florals in here. Jasmine sambac in here. You know, with jasmine is actually a floral that is in all three of them, I think.
Yeah.
Although this one doesn't say it has jasmine, but I know it has jasmine.
It's very layered, huh?
Yeah, it's very layered. Anyway, so this is a very effervescent version of the line here.
Yeah.
And this one's the smoky version. This one is the almondy version, the boozy almond version. And this one over here that I don't have a full bottle of, right here, the electric cherry, is the effervescent, light, playful sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's going on.
I've always liked Lost Cherry.
Lost Cherry, yeah.
But the electric one, that really is
like
intriguing.
it?
I really like that.
You like that more, huh? That's ooh. So I should have then bought a full bottle of this one, right? You know. But what do you think about the actually cherry smoke on a woman, the darkest one?
Yeah, no, I think all three of these work really well on women.
Yeah.
And I think that I really like them all.
Yeah.
I think the very oudi one has a really nice, you can see like it like kind of leaving a nice smell behind as,
like
as you walk.
Yeah.
Sillage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one that I smelled right away when I came over to you was this one.
This one?
Yeah.
This is the one you smelled?
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
crazy. That's the lightest one.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, this is the... You never know, you guys. I'm going to do a wear test of these three fragrances, and I'm going to leave a pinned comment down in the comment section under this video for you guys to see after testing. I'll let you know which one has more of a sillage, which one projects better, which one lasts longer. Okay, so I just haven't had more than 8 hours with these fragrances for me to give you an honest opinion there, but I'll update you down below. And there will be a haul video where I haul these two fragrances again, and in that video I'll give you an update again verbally as well. So this is your favorite. Would you say so? This is number one favorite.
Yeah.
The electric cherry is number one.
Yeah.
And out of Lost Cherry and Cherry Smoke, which one's your favorite?
Oh, you know what? You can't pick a favorite.
Favorite out of these two?
No, I can't, because they're very different.
Okay.
You got to judge them on their own.
So they're kind of tie for you. It's like a tie.
Definitely.
I think that's fair. So this is his favorite, electric cherry, and these two are a tie. Okay, these two are a tie. So that's the verdict, you guys. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, I would say this one's good for a date. The electric
cherry for a date.
Yeah,
okay.
And then if you wanted to go out like clubbing
for
or really wanted to feel
smoke.
Very sexy. Yeah,
cherry smoke, and then Lost Cherry.
And this is more like all around,
like a dinner date, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's very like in between. It's very dynamic. You can go from day to night.
Oh, it's awesome. That's really good actually amount of information that you give. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, all right. Love you.
Thank you. So that's it, you guys. That is the very comprehensive review of the new two Tom Ford cherry fragrances, Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry. And of course, I did the comparison to Lost Cherry as well. I gave you basically everything in this review. I don't think you're going to find a more comprehensive review than this. Let me know down in the comment section, do you have these? Have you gotten your hands on the new two? Do you have Lost Cherry? Have you compared all three of them? What are your thoughts? I'm really interested in finding out you guys' thoughts as compared to what my experience has been so far. And like I said, I'm going to do a wear test and do an update down in the comment section, a pinned comment, Then I'm going to also do a haul video where these will be included, and I'll give you a more update on the wear test, then like my experience wearing these for days and days, and which one is the best perform out of the three, which one has the best sillage, which one lasts the longest. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell right next to it so you will never miss any of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I also post a lot of fun content. I will see you guys in my next video.